I'm at the right place, at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm at the right place, at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm at the right place, at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm at the right place, at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm at the right place, at the right time. I'm just what I'm supposed to be. I'm at the right place, at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm at the right place, at the right time. I'm just what I'm supposed to be. I'm at the right place, at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
That was the amazing Grayson Nierenberg, who will be back to grace us with some original music later on in the service. But yes, our souls are welcome here. So let's start the way we always start here, which is with a spiritual mind treatment, which is our word for affirmative prayer. And so in this place of deep knowing, in this place where our souls are welcome here, recognizing the oneness of spirit and the unity of all of us in this oneness, recognizing that we are each expressions of love, and we are here to deepen that belief and that understanding today. We are here to support one another on that journey so that we can better show up as expressions of love in the world. How blessed and grateful are we to be in this teaching, to be in this truth, and to affirm this good for one another by being here together in community. And so with deep gratitude and grace, I lovingly, joyfully, and expectantly release this word into law, into that ever-present and loving law that does unto us as we believe. And so, as I believe in the words I've just spoken, I know that it is already done. And so I simply let it go. And together we say, and so it is. So, welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Morristown, a vibrant community where love, joy, and inclusivity are at the heart of everything we do. Here, we honor the unique journey of every soul, offering a place of healing, growth, and celebration. My name is Lori Carlson, and I'm a licensed practitioner here at CSLM. Thank you for joining us. If you are here in person, watching the live stream, or checking us out at a later time. We are so happy that you are part of this journey of shared wisdom, light, and transformation. If this is your first time, do I see any first timers? Well, if this is your first time, we welcome you and invite you to take a free book and a welcome packet. Please, if you do not get our constant contact, please sign up in the back so you can be kept abreast of all of the wonderful events and happenings at our center. If you can also check us out on our website, which is cslmarstown.org. Like I said, I am always honored and grateful to welcome Grayson Nierenberg to do music with me today, and he will be back. So, the 2026 CSL theme, I love, is open at the top, right? I always say this is how I treat, open at the top. The monthly theme for February is embracing the edge. Such a great topic. And my topic for today is on the edge of belief and faith. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about the difference between belief and faith and how one bleeds into another or can lead you into another. But first, how do we always start, right? With our Namaste practice, which is the divinity within me recognizes and honors the divinity within you. And I'm going to steal the line from Reverend Janice. And when I'm in that place and you're in me and you're in that place in you, there is only one of us. So let's put our hands together, turn to someone around you and say, Namaste. 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 Okay, now I am going to invite Grayson to come back up to play an original song for us called The Way It Works.
Point, I don't really know what's ahead for me. Lost my way among my thoughts. Path ahead is dark and dreary, and the sky is blue, just like me. Am I trapped or am I free? If I got mad inside my head, it's where I'm left to be. Despite it all, only getting started. It's about the time that I stand tall. Gotta stand up and believe in yourself, that there's a plan out there for each of us. Gotta shout out to the trees in the sun. Oh, thank you for giving me love. Thank you for giving me love. Thank you for reaching down from above. I am high on the gift of breath, rising above with the gift of love. I'm not trapped if I believe I'm free. It's all so simple, what everything will be. 'Cause all the love there is right here within me. And all the love there is right there within you. Is together within us. Gotta stand up and believe in yourself, that there's a plan out there for each of us, yeah. Gotta shout out to the trees and the sun. Oh, thank you for giving we are all loved, and the sun will always shine from above, remembering we are all one, and that the song is never done.
So beautiful. So perfect for today's talk, too. Thank you, Grayson. So, standing up and believing in ourselves. It's just what we're going to be talking about, partially. So, I want to know, first of all, how many people here know the difference between belief and faith? Okay, so some of us. But in science of mind, there is a very definite difference. And I'm talking about embracing the edge, right? About the edge between belief and faith. It's not like a, cliff, like you fall off the edge from one to the other. It's more like a gentle shoreline. It's more like that edge of where belief brings you into faith. So I'm going to be talking about that. Because in science of mind, the difference is that belief is something we think is true, and faith is what we know is true. There's a big difference, right? There's a big difference between the intellectual concept and understanding and that deep inner knowing. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. Ernest Holmes describes belief as the mental acceptance of an idea. It is a conviction we hold in thought, a way of thinking that establishes a pattern in consciousness. And so that pattern is how we co-create our lives, right? The beliefs that we have, it is done unto you as you believe, right? So we use the law of cause and effect through our beliefs, whether they are conscious or subconscious, because a lot of our beliefs are not always what we are consciously aware of, right? I know for me, there were a lot of beliefs that were handed down to me that I just sort of assumed, like I just took on. And until I was willing and able to examine them with self-awareness, to question them, to pay attention and ask myself, is this really true? Or is this really what you believe? Then I had to look at it differently, right? I was taught that if you go out with a wet head, you're going to get a cold. And I believed that for many, many years. It was just like, that's just true. And then I went, do I really believe that? Is that something that is, in my experience turned out to be true? And it is not. I no longer believe that. But there's the concept of an intellectual idea that you haven't examined, that you have just allowed to, present itself in your life. And it will demonstrate, because the law of cause and effect will do unto you as you believe. So if you believe that going out with a wet head is going to make you sick, guess what? It will. And if you believe it won't, guess what? It won't. That is the law of cause and effect. That is how it works. But belief is not where it ends. Belief is foundational, and belief is really important, but beliefs change, right? Like that I just was talking about. What did people used to believe? That the world was flat until new information came, and then we believe something different. So belief is something that is malleable, right? It is something that we have some conscious choice around. You can choose what you believe if you bring awareness to it. You can say, oh, that belief doesn't work for me anymore. I'm going to choose a different belief. And beliefs can also be limiting, right? So beliefs, often we want to let go of them. We want to release them. That is part of the process of change. Letting go of limiting beliefs, adopting a new philosophy, being open at the top, embracing the edge of a new idea, and allowing for a different experience. Because belief determines what we expect, what we allow, and what we're willing to attempt and try, right? If you believe you can't, guess what? You can't. If you believe you can, you will be willing to take the risks, the opportunities, the chances to create that. And then you can. But it's all in that process of co-creation and in belief. However, faith is different. Faith is that deep sense of knowing. Ernest Holmes says, when prayer removes distrust and doubt and enters the field of mental certainty, it becomes faith. Mental certainty. So you can have a belief and you can engage doubt around it, right? Like you can question it, you can look at it, you can debate it with other people, and you can change it. When there is no longer any doubt, any question, when you move it from head to heart, that's where it becomes faith. Faith in this teaching is that deep knowing, right? The difference between understanding something and knowing it, feeling it. Faith is experiential, not intellectual. I mean, you can talk about all the faith you have, you can think about it, but the real, true faith is something you just know, something you feel, something you experience. Ernest Holmes also said, faith is a mental attitude that is so convinced of its own idea that any contradiction is unthinkable. So convinced of its own idea that any contradiction is unthinkable. And that's how it moves from head to heart, right? You can't affirm your way into faith. You can affirm your way into belief, and you can turn a belief will bring you closer to faith. A lot of you know I have an affirmation practice, and I affirm things all the time, and I repeat them over and over to bring myself into a deeper experience of belief. Because when I deepen my belief, then I get to experience faith. Does that make sense? Do you understand the difference? So one is I'm thinking about it, I'm affirming it, I'm creating it, I want to demonstrate it. But when I do, when I demonstrate it, when I get that moment of grace, when it manifests in my life, that is where it settles in. And it internalizes and it becomes an experience of faith. And from that place of knowing, you can't debate anything with me. Like I'm willing to talk about beliefs and to, talk about different ideas. I'm open at the top to hearing what other people think and what you believe. But when it comes to that knowing, when it comes to that place of faith, I don't even need to talk about it. And for me, I'm really blessed because I do have that experience every once in a while. I don't live there. I wish I did. I don't live there. But when I do Treatment Express, when I am in the flow of treatment, when I am knowing for you what you have asked, oh my God, I am in bliss because I am simply knowing. And for me, that is living in that place of faith. That is not about what I believe. That is about what I know, what I am knowing for you in that moment, in that prayer, in that treatment. And I'm grateful that I get to do that. That is, part of the blessing of this teaching and of this journey. And there are people who live there all the time, right? There are mystics who just simply know, who just simply live in that understanding. I mean, Jesus Christ was one who just knew his oneness with the divine. And guess what? That's why miracles happened. That's why he could do all the miracles he did, because it wasn't an intellectual concept. It was a deep knowing of his oneness with the divine. And from that place, we can all do miracles, right? That's what the Bible, that's what we believe, that if we really come from that place of oneness, nothing is impossible. But belief can be the road to faith. Belief is what helps us to get there. So I brought my textbook in. The word faith is in this textbook 85 times. So I wanted to read something from the textbook, and I chose this. because it's actually very perfect in alignment with Grayson's song about believing in ourselves too. But it says, pure faith is a spiritual conviction. It is the acquiescence of the mind, the embodiment of an idea, the acceptance of a concept. We must know that we know. So for me, what that means is the embodiment of an idea. It means, how am I living my beliefs? Because faith is an active living of those things that we intellectualize, those things that we say we believe, those things that we affirm, those things that we put into prayer. But in faith, we are living them, actively living from that place of deep knowing. So this morning I spilled coffee all over my notes, so excuse me. But I spoke yesterday. I did an interview on New Thought Media Network on a show called And So It Is, Stories of Truth, Transformation, and Triumph. And I talked a little bit about my transformation in this teaching and how I came to believe. And you know, I'm in recovery. Almost everybody here knows that, right? If you don't know that online, I'm very proud of the fact that I'm in recovery. And this is February, and February is step 2. And step 2 is came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And where I find such power in that I believe is relevant to science of mind and to this teaching, is came to believe. Doesn't say I believe, even though we make statements, and I'm going to do some of them in a little bit, of what we believe. The process of coming to believe is what I believe really important. That you can understand that this is a journey. Even if you don't believe it right away, you can come into the process of being willing to believe, of coming into belief. You know, when I do my affirmation practice, a lot of you know I have a daily affirmation practice, and when I write it the first time, there's a little part of my brain that wants to go, yeah, right, sure, Lori. Like you're, like in a, Reverend Frank used to always say, in a pig's eye. Like, you know, but because I repeat it and I send it over and over and over, and I spend time, conscious awareness in that thought and in that intention, by the time I finish, it has moved from an idea into a belief. And from that belief, sometimes, not always, but sometimes, I get a moment of faith. Because I can believe it, but that when it really moves from head to heart, when I go, oh, yeah, then let me tell you, on those days, that demonstrates in my life for sure, in all kinds of magnificent ways. But what's Lori's mantra?
Daily practice.
Daily practices, right? So how do I get to that place of from an idea or an intention to a belief and into that moment of faith? By repetition, by daily practices, by willingness, by allowing myself to do what it takes to come into a greater understanding. Because the greater understanding is always available to us. So I just want to reiterate that belief is changeable and changes with new information. Belief can be wrong, right? You can have a wrong belief, but find out later that what you believed was wrong. It can be limiting. It can keep you stuck, but faith, the true meaning of faith as we know it, as it's taught in Science of Mind, is always knowing your oneness with Spirit. It is always coming from that deep place of knowing. And from there is no doubt. There is no problem. All things are possible. So I also want to acknowledge the fact of fear to faith, right? So I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that practice of moving from fear to faith. But what is fear but a limiting belief, right? So fear is mostly, even though it's an emotional experience for a lot of people. It's really an intellectual idea. It's something you worry about, or some fear that you have, some limiting belief that is creating something in your life that you don't want, right? A lot of times we say that fear is putting your attention on the things you don't want rather than what you do. But when you move from fear to faith, when you acknowledge that we are all one with the divine, that there is a divine right order, and that all things are unfolding for our good, from that place, fear dissolves. That's what the whole process of fear to faith is about. It is about assuming the wholeness and goodness of the world, aligning ourselves with it. Okay, so I got to do another quote here. One must be steady in its conviction that our life is some part of God, and that Spirit is incarnated in us. In order to have faith, we must have a conviction that all is well. In order to keep faith, we must allow nothing to enter our thought which will weaken this conviction. So like I said, he goes back and forth a lot of times, he changes the language. In different parts of the book, he says belief, he says faith. But really, if you just remember that faith is that inner knowing, and that belief, and there's nothing wrong with beliefs. Beliefs are important. Beliefs are the map to get to that experience of faith. But we don't want to stay in our beliefs. We want, or I'll put it on there, I want to get to that place of deep knowing. Because when I'm there, that's the peace that surpasses all understanding, right? The mention in the Bible. And Joel Goldsmith, who's one of my favorite writers, wrote a book, Practicing the Presence, right? And he says, there is no God separate and apart from man. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but to change the nature of the one who prays. And when we think about that there is no separation, and that our faith rests on knowing that oneness, and that practicing the presence means daily practices. It means being willing to look at our beliefs, to question them, to grow, to not stay complacent in what we think we know. Because, like I said, faith is an active and living thing. Ernest Holmes also said, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. But when you really know, then you see those things. You see them, even if not with your eyes, you see them with your heart. You see them with your soul. You know them. And we know that that is the absolute foundation of this teaching, right? That is where I always try to bring it back to the I, but that is where I want to live. I want to live in that place of deep knowing. I wish I was a mystic who could live there all the time, but I'm happy for the moments that I get, the moments of deep faith that I get. So, how many of you read the Science of Mind magazine? Okay, so if you do, you are familiar with the What We Believe page that is at the beginning of every month's magazine. And here it has a beautiful, clear, articulate statement of what we believe, right? We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. And on and on. I'm not going to read them all. Believe in one life. We believe in the unity of people. It is a clear and beautiful language around what we believe. But let me tell you, some of these I feel deep in my heart, and I can affirm with complete faith. And some of them I struggle with a little more. Some of them I read and I have to go, okay, I'm going to meditate on that a little more. Okay, I'm going to study on that a little more. I need to read more about this. I need to deepen my understanding of that, because that is not going right into my heart. I am finding resistance. But that is just an invitation. That is an invitation to go deeper. That is an invitation to question and to say, well, what is it about that that I'm having difficulty with? What is it about that? And what can I do about it, right? What can I do? I can just go, that doesn't work for me. Nothing changes, nothing changes. Or I can say, that's a chance to explore this a little deeper. Where can I do that? Oh, here's a workshop. Oh, there's a class on that. Oh, I heard someone recommend a really good book about that subject. Oh, there's a podcast. Oh, I can listen to a service from a different center online and hear what they have to say about it. Oh, Lori's talk didn't resonate with me today, so I'm going to listen to someone else who might. Being open to deepen and understand that belief so that we can come into a place of deeper faith. Because that is exactly where we want to be, in that place of absolute faith. And you know what? I believe in a lot of things, but I'll tell you one thing I have faith in. I have faith in this community. I have faith in us. If you notice, all those beliefs at the beginning are we, right? It's like, it's a we program. Of course, it's a we statement because they're talking about as a center for spiritual living, what we believe. But I really hear the we. I hear the we every time I say that. It's not I believe, it's a we believe. And there's power in that we. Part of recovery. In recovery, they always say it's a we program. Well, I believe this is a we teaching. You know, it's an individualized experience, but we support each other in it and in our growth and in our understanding so that we can come from a place of belief into those moments of faith. We do that together. So, just a little plug for the community meeting that we have after this. Because as a community, we are stronger. And as a community, we can build each other up, help each other to deepen our belief so that we can each come into those blissful moments of faith. And so that we can live from that place. Because like I said, faith is an active thing. It is that moment of that deep knowing, but then it needs to be lived. It needs to be how you show up. It needs to be the way that you present yourself in the world from a place of knowing that you are one with the divine, and therefore, so is everyone else. Right? I just spoke a couple weeks ago about seeing the divinity in everyone. Well, that is what faith is about. That's what this teaching, the faith in this teaching is about. It is about recognizing that oneness. And to recognize it in others, you have to feel it in yourself. So those limiting beliefs, those beliefs that you're not good enough, those beliefs that, you know, there's anything lacking in your world, that's where we start. That's where we do the work. You know, I didn't always believe that I could be up here talking. I didn't always believe that I could present a message of hope, a message of faith. But you know what? As much as I might struggle with having coffee spill on all my notes or knowing what I'm going to say, I have faith that I am in divine flow. I have faith that I have done my work, and so I open to allow Spirit to speak through me. And I rest in that confidence. It's not confidence in who I am, in who Lori is, or how good Lori is at doing this. It's confidence that I am one with an infinite Spirit that expresses through me when I allow it, when I am open to it, when I do the work to open that channel and to receive and to allow, right? And it takes daily practices. It takes the work. It takes the willingness. It takes the willingness to look at what sometimes are difficult things. It takes the willingness to embrace a new way of looking at things. It takes a willingness to engage in life in a deeper and deeper way. It takes a willingness to look at your beliefs and say, are these beliefs still serving me? Are they really mine? Or did I just inherit them from my family or from social media or from, wherever it is that you're getting your beliefs? Really take the time to look at them and discover whether they are really yours and whether they still work for you. Because sometimes what used to work for us is no longer true and it just needs to be released. And that's okay too. That's okay. It's not a judgment. We look at our beliefs not with criticism, not with judgment, but just with a willingness to change and to grow and to deepen because we want those moments of faith. We want to know so deeply that there is no doubt, even when the circumstances and conditions of the world don't appear, right? Don't appear to be what we believe or don't appear to enforce our faith. Deep faith lets you see beyond. Deep faith lets you know the truth even when it's not obvious, even when it's not evident, right? So, just in talking about this community, I know that when Reverend Frankie retired, a lot of people thought, oh, what's going to happen to us? We're going to, are we going to be able to continue? Like, there was a lot of doubt, right? There was a lot of uncertainty. There was a lot of fear. But we believed in ourselves. We believed in ourselves as a community. And we moved forward. And I have faith in us. I have faith in what we do here and who we are. And I hope all of you do now too. So, I'm going to leave you with two thoughts, and then I'm going to come back later and lead a meditation about it. But, so what is one thing you believe in right now that you could bring into a deeper expression of faith? What is one thing that is calling to you to look at and question and either perhaps release or deepen so that it becomes a knowing? So I'm just going to give you a minute to think about that. Somebody want to volunteer something?
Spirit is my source.
What?
Spirit is my source.
Spirit is my source. Beautiful. Anybody else?
It's all good.
It's all good. Yes. So if you can, both of those are perfect examples. So if you can move that from a belief to a deep inner knowing, your work is done. Right? Your work is done. Both of those. So I invite you to think about that and to recognize where it is that you can make this shift today. Where it is that you can grow and change from intellectually understanding or believing something to deeply internalizing and feeling and knowing it. Because once you know, that changes everything. And now, Grayson's going to come back up and sing us another amazing original song. I believe it's called The Truth.
Who are you listening to anyway?
that was so beautiful. So I'm going to invite you. I wrote a poem, but I decided to do a meditation instead. So I'm going to invite you now to come into a meditative practice with me based on a belief. One of the beliefs from the beginning of the Science of Mind magazine. We're going to just spend some time with it and see how it sits with you, okay? So if you're comfortable doing so, please close your eyes. If not, you can just lower your gaze. And just settle into your seat. Take a breath and arrive right here, right now. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing into that deeper place within you that is connected to the divine, that is the divine. Just breathe into that place. Let it fill you up. And exhale out anything that stands in the way of a deeper belief for you. Now I'm going to read one of the belief statements at the beginning of the Science of Mind magazine, one that resonates with me and specifically with this talk. So, we believe in the unity of all life. Just breathe that in. Feel how that sits in your body. Does it feel true to you? Does it feel reassuring and safe? Or do you feel resistance? Just become aware. And that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. Breathe that in. Allow it to settle into your body. How does that feel? Do you believe that? If you do, it should feel sort of warm and safe and reassuring. If it feels in any way uncomfortable, that's something to look at. That's good information. No judgment. Just breathing into it and noticing how it sits with you. And then we believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. Breathe that in. God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. Do you feel this indwelling presence? And what does that feel like? Just breathe. Notice. Release anything that stands in the way. noticing any resistance for reveling in how good it feels. If it feels good for you, just pay attention. And with each breath, allow it to settle just that little bit deeper. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. Take a breath and really internalize the we part. Really internalize that we are a community and that we are here to support one another in that belief. Feel how that feels in your body. When you pay attention to the we, do you feel more supported? Do you feel strengthened? Can you feel that belief deepening by the belief of those around you? We can lean on one another's belief when our own isn't strong enough. We believe that. And so, just taking another breath into that understanding, that feeling, that awareness, I invite you to gently and slowly, when you're ready, come back into the room. How was that for you?
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so now it is time for our conscious giving from that place of deep oneness with community, from that place of accepting that we are all in this, that we are a we, right? And that we are all here to support one another. It is time to show that, to show our belief in the law of circulation, to give from that place of deep belief and faith that knows our oneness and that wants this community to continue. So there are many ways to give. We're passing a basket. There's also Venmo, PayPal. You can go to the website and hit donate, which is what I like to do because I don't like any of that. However you give, you can give by signing up for a social hour. I see that there is a clipboard back there and that we need people for the rest of February and for going into March. So please sign up. You can give that way. You can give by bringing friends to our events, to our service, to share the message. You can direct people to our website. You can share this link for this recording. There's lots of ways that you can give back to the community. But I invite you to give from that place of deep faith, from that place of knowing our oneness with spirit and with each other. And so we're going to just repeat an affirmation together. So I invite you to repeat after me. My gift goes forth to bless and prosper. I know that as I give, I receive multiplied abundantly. And so I give joyfully. I give gratefully. And I give with deep faith in this community. And so it is. Okay, so now it is time for announcements. I believe we have quite a few. So bear with me. Okay, so immediately after this, we have social hour, and then we have our community meeting, our community gathering. We invite, please, everyone stay. This is where you get to show up and show your oneness and actively live your faith and your belief, right? Everything I've just been talking about. This is how you can do it. One of the ways you can do it. Show up. Stay for the meeting. Let your voice be heard. Be a part of the community. So that's at 1 o'clock today. Then we have, look out of the way here. Then we have coming up on Saturday, February 21st, we have the Clark Theory music with, is he here? Mark Ben Mark, yeah, there he is. Mark is playing drums with this band. It's going to be fabulous. Kathy is doing snacks or coffee or food or something that she's always fabulous at. You want to come, please register. Tickets are $20. It is a fundraiser for the center. So that's another way you can participate and give back, by buying tickets, by inviting your friends, by raising money, by having a great night and coming to a wonderful music event. So please come, please register. Then we have a chair yoga class being started by Deborah Schmidt. Next Sunday, February 22nd at 1 o'clock is the first introductory class. So sign up for that.
It's
We
just
have
one class.
Oh, it's just one. Okay, so it's just one class. All right, so we have a winter movie festival happening. There was already one. The next one is February 27th. I don't know what the movie is. I guess it will be decided. Anyway, check us out. We have lots of social stuff going on. Our new member discovery class has been rescheduled for March 1st.
Third and last time. This is it.
So, if you want to become a member here, you need to take this discovery class. If you want to better understand the teaching, take the discovery class. If you already know the teaching and you just want a refresher, take the discovery class. If you just want to come and hang out with Reverend Janice, take the discovery class. Okay, and then on Sunday, March 8th, it's coming up, it's already going to be March soon, we have an amazing sound journey with Kat Roman. So you need to sign up for that because there's only so many spots. We fill up and then there won't be room for you. So please sign up for that. There is a $30 cost, but you can talk to us. Okay, there's Science of Mind magazines in the back. I just read you something from Science of Mind magazine. If you don't have one, please get one. There are amazing guides that I read every morning. There are amazing articles, and like I always say, if you buy one and it doesn't work for you, I will refund you the money personally, because I believe in the power of this magazine as a daily practice in your life. So please check one out. We have a few left. And, okay, so we just had the Healing Circle, which was fabulous. The next one is not until March. Friday night, Gail Belliardo did our Healing Circle here, and it was very, very powerful and beautiful. So, the next one is the first Friday of March. So I think that's all of the announcements. I know it's a lot. So now I'm going to do the closing treatment, and then Grayson is going to come back up and lead us in There's Only Love by Karen Drucker, and I think he's going to ask you to join in parts. But first, I invite you to close your eyes. And from that place of oneness, from that place of deep knowing, I invite you to hear these words as if they were your own. Because we are one in consciousness, they actually are. And so right here, right now, I know the truth. I know that there is a deep belief that can turn into moments of faith, and I embrace that. I allow myself to be uplifted, supported, and empowered by each one in this community, by this talk here today, by everything that we share and continue to learn, by all that we are open to receive, by embracing the edge of our beliefs, and by internalizing and moving from head to heart that which we know to be true. I know that we do that as a community, and that this allows us to go out into the world as greater expressions of love, as greater expressions of spirit. And we ourselves benefit by deepening our beliefs into those blissful moments of faith, so that we can actively live our beliefs, so we can actively live from that place of faith. And I know this for each one here and each one listening. I simply affirm this belief into law. I know that the law is ever present, ever operating, and ever doing unto me as I believe. And so right here, right now, I simply let this word go, knowing, trusting, and believing that it is already done in the law. And together, as a community, as a we, in deep understanding and faith, we say, and so it is. Grayson.
So yes, as Laura said, there's going to be some parts. The chorus is the main part, and it sings, "There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals. Love that heals. Love will set us free. There is only love." So that part, "There is only love," repeats a bunch of times, and if you care to, you can feel free to sing along. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. When all fear and worry fall away from me, I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love will set us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when I fear I've lost my way, then I go inside and quiet my mind. I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love will set us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love will set us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love will set us free. There is only
So much, Grayson. Thank you, everybody, for being here. So I am always available for Treatment Express, right? I need my moments of bliss. So if you want treatment, please come up and see me after. Next week, we have Reverend Nicolette Siragusa speaking from Brookside, please come. The music will be with Reverend Rich Volk. So that will be a beautiful service. Unfortunately, I won't be here, but I'll be in Princeton. But social hour today is Super Sunday, provided by the LC. So go, please stay for social hour, and then make sure you stay for the community meeting at 1 o'clock, all right? So blessings, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, Lord.
See you over at social hour.